You had a problem this morning.
Yeah,
4 dancers?
Yesterday, we figured out we got some dancers are positive.
And how did you solve that?
No, we changed a little bit choreography because we want to performing here, because we've been waiting for a long time to see the people, audience here. That's why we decided to, without not 10, but 6, we did our best with our heart. Thank you, dancers.
And you restaged that you were, because you had yourself a lot of solos in the performance?
Yeah.
Okay. Sorry. You did a more or less a playback on a song. Was it a North Korea song?
Yeah, that was because in 1988 we had the Olympic game in Seoul, and that moment, the first time North Korea people came to cheer for the both as like one country. It never happened before because we were during the war, and then we had a dream about the peace. Then they brought this song, and another song, first song, welcome song, nice meet you song. Then this, my solo is like a whistle. Fell in love with girl, it's like Romeo and Juliet.
What does it mean?
Whistle.
Yeah.
And in a man fell in love with a woman. It's like a Romeo and Juliet song, you know, missing, I'm missing you, I'm gonna wait until tomorrow, after tomorrow, something like that. Love song.
So the cheerleaders was the first time you saw some North Korean dance?
Yeah, because of in Korea, you can imagine, still we divide the country. And then we are still having war. We don't know what's gonna happening, you know. That's why it's not allowed, even though we cannot hear the North Korean song before, because we prohibited. Only without permission of the government, we cannot do anything about North before. But using Olympic game, because this is a harmony for the world. And first time we've been getting together, because we knew we studied that they are enemy. But through the, you know, ceremony of the world, we met as like a same kind of people.
And what was your inspiration source to make a big performance about North Korea dance?
Because when I was a kid, you know, you can educated from school. You know, North Korea images is all the time red and enemy. Even though when you're talking about the North, sometimes you don't know where you're gonna go. You know, from government, sometimes spy. You can be a spy, and then someone put in your jail for 30 years. And then we got feeling when I was a kid, and then we stopped talking about that. But as a dancer, you know, because all historical dance from the 90, you know, 30, 20, we got history, but we lost from the war. That's why I'm trying to keep learning what they are doing, but we cannot find any books and videotapes. But after YouTube, I clicked North Korea dance one day. There is like a boom, and then like a, oh my God, we can have some information through YouTube. They put on. It was kind of shocking to me. North Korea using online platform. I never expect that kind of things. That's why, even though you cannot go there, but you can see how they develop the art, or especially dance in North Korea. That's why I imported their choreography and the style with South Korean dancer.
So you mixed it?
Yes. Yeah, because we cannot invite North Korean dancers here. Only we can do is a mixing together.
And is it because the North Korea dance is also used for celebrating the regime?
Yes.
So are these dances more or less guilty? A little guilty, you understand?
No. Because dance, when you see the North Korea, they using what they wanted to show, you know.
Yeah, happy people, militaristic.
Yeah, because they have to say our country is the strongest, beautiful country. The president of Kim Il-sung is you know, only the men, something like that. You know, you have to, they are using what they wanted to use. But Korea is like a South, more like we trying to be more freedom, you know, from the beginning of the country. That's why you can see quite differences on video or the technique, something like that. You know, you can see the differences.
And Joop, you saw the performance tonight. Do you think there's a connection between the regime, this very close dictatorship in North Korea, and the propaganda? It's manifested in the dance?
Well, that's very difficult, and sorry, that's a disappointing answer. But I really did my best to see what you want to express. So what I believe to see is this, okay, searching for your cultural roots. So, because actually you started in 1945, and of course in 1910 Japan occupied Korea and denied Koreans their culture. So basically for more than a century, Koreans have been struggling with their own culture. And then the separation from 45 onwards. So I thought that's already 3 generations. I guess there are a number of German visitors here in the audience. They have had this separation, like an eastern part and a western part. And of course there was a wall, but that was basically for just 1 generation. So you have it from more than 3 generations. So
yes.
Indeed, this challenge, what you just said. Do you know what North Korean dance is? You have this official regime-approved dance, very little of it, and then indeed you say that's all mass choreography. It's staged, it's created by the government. It's indeed, as you said, the official expression of what the regime wants to see. A mixture of glorification of the leader, more traditional social realist dance, and then indeed South Korea modernizing, and of course also kind of seeing where their culture takes them. But it's almost like an alienation of the 2 cultures, and you try to kind of reconnect them. So this very moving scene when they were facing traditional costumes, the ladies and the men, and the more modern costumes, and then reaching out, standing here in this, well, in the beam of light. But again, I was wondering if someone from North Korea, if he or she would have a chance to kind of freely express what they thought, would they recognize what you were staging? Because maybe you've grown really apart, no longer understanding each other's culture. But I said, you're an expert, I'm no expert at all. So, but I was wondering, seeing the performance, this interpretation of what it might be, and then indeed thinking, yes, but would someone from North Korea
understand this
yes.
reunion, more or less trying to reunion?
Yeah, I hope. That's why I trying to make a sound, because we traditionally still they are using the movement with same music. We are using that same music from the traditionally long times ago. And then they developed their own, but still it's going on. When you hear, you can understand the music, even though the gayageum is North Korea song, but the basic rhythm is we can understand. That's why North Korea people, when they are singing, they understand. But the end, I don't know how they educated, they understand united, I mean, but we would like to, you know.
But can you show maybe a movement that's familiar for you in the South Korean and in the North Korean?
Yeah, because of the basic is like, we are like, this is the basic, right, left. And then we do kind of, you know. But North is more like imported from Russian ballet, it's like flying. And South is more underground, because kind of a farming culture. That's why it's been like 70 years. It's a different movement they've been developed. It's more flying.
But the source is the same?
Yeah.
And that's what you mean, that there is maybe...
Yeah, also I was wondering, because, okay, Asian cultures tend to be more collectivist. And of course the North Korean, every mass performance is a mass staged performance. Soldiers parading, people marching. And I was wondering, because we know there's the Korean wave, Gangnam, etc. you say, okay, it's also collectivist, but there's much more room for the individual artistic expression. So I was checking the performance and seeing, okay, when there's a kind of more collective dance, when there's an individual dancer on the stage, to see if, for instance, South Korea, its culture, dance has moved more in a more individual way, you may say become more Western. And as you said, China and Russia supporting, but also influencing North Korea, which is much more collectivist. So, but I said, so when it started, I thought, okay, that's an easy evening. People in military uniforms, uniform, the word says it. But then I said, so all the references to the military regime stopped. And then, of course, it became this confrontation, this clash, this, well, between the old, the new, and where they both can meet. But I was wondering if indeed Korean dance, South Korean dance, has also developed, is no longer this traditional dance, if it has become more individual compared to North Korea.
I think so, because we are allowed to do what individually, what you want to say something. But I didn't opt to North, but what we got information about North, there is not much individual choreography as like me.
Yeah.
You know, still they have something, their style, and then they will develop their own purpose, what they want to do is a dance. I didn't get an interview with the North-South people because sometimes we couldn't meet them.
But especially in your performances, always you said dance is a language to express yourself.
Yes.
It's a language to communicate, be yourself in dance. That looks like a paradox with the collective way of choreography in North Korea dance. How did you bring them together?
I didn't bring that too much together because I told you, we started from same movement. It wasn't hard, but I think how we using that movement for what kind of a message, then they are twisting, they are using. Also, I think North Korea choreographer will using another movement where if they need. I didn't see all the piece. I saw few on the YouTube. That's why I can correct some information develop following the time.
So you only have the information from YouTube because you don't get the research.
Yeah. I cannot go.
No, you cannot go
without
there. Yeah.
any permission. Still.
I'm looking in the audience. Is there anyone who wants to put a question, do a remark? Can be in Dutch, can be in English, can be in German. Yeah, is there a mic? Hello, technici. They're coming a mic to you. Daar.
Oh.
Yes. You know that?
Wow.
You don't know that?
I didn't know.
It's a grab mic. You can throw it.
Wow.
Okay.
Als ze naar Noord-Korea zou kunnen gaan, wat zou ze dan daar het liefste willen gaan doen?
If it would be possible to go to North Korea, imagine, what do you want to do there? What do you prefer to get there?
I want to meet them first.
You
And
never
then-
meet?
Yeah, I want to meet them. We never meet face to face. Then I want to dance with them. I can work with the dancers, try to find another languages through, North and South together. It will be great.
You would dance together.
Yes.
Yeah. And what kind of dance?
Any kind of for the
Anything.
future. Yes.
Okay, is there another question? A remark? Yes, here in the front, yes. Yeah, do your best. Yes.
Wow. We can play all night during the mic.
Yes, there was one part in the dance where you dance without any music. So I was, I just was wondering about myself. So it was very concentrated on the steps, on the move. But was it from the beginning your decision to stop the music?
Because when this is kind of, I invited, who trained at North. This is without music, this is a Beijing movement of North Korea.
The baby?
Beijing music, bass.
Yeah.
And it's Il-sung-kim University. From Japan, they can go to, and then they get a scholarship, and then they learn. And I invite the lady who lives in Japan, who studied in North Korea. She came to Seoul, and then we learned North Korea basic step. And that was kind of first time in my life, and then we like, wow, it's same, but kind of rhythm different. That's why I didn't want to put any music over there, because I want to show the people what the material, as a Korea, not like South and North, and then it's clear sometimes without music. I made a decision to silence. Still we are keeping silence sometimes, but it has a kind of a meaning to waiting hope, is growing something from the underground. That's kind of a symbolic message to audience, I think.
And the instrument that the lady is playing in the beginning, in the intro, what kind of instrument it is?
We call it kayagum. Kayagum.
Kayadum. It's North Korean or North South?
No, we both. Yeah, it's from Joseon, Korea, long times ago. Yeah, that's why they developed from 12 links and 24. Well, sometimes they are using traditional, sometimes they are electric,
And you use some robotic movements in the end.
Yeah, they are dancing. When you see the North Korea people, it's like they have a robot dancing.
So it's not an ironical meaning like this, the collective, like you have to, there is no expression of yourself anymore.
But the human is from South Korea. We cannot be same. We never gonna be same. We just learn, trying to understand. But we grow up in South. We never change as like AI, But I hope through this kind of little things, because we never use the kind of North Korea title, even though. That's why I hope we gonna meet together one day. I'm not politician. I cannot do sometimes nothing. I'm a dancer and choreographer. And I'm trying to do something, even though little things, together one day, then with the peace.
And do you think, because Joop said that it takes now 3 generations that the two Koreans are separated, you are 59 now, do you think you will make it, it will be happening in your life?
No. When I performed this, 2018, I got premiere in Korea, and then there is our president and North Korea, they met. It's been shocking moment, and then people came to my show like they believed we're gonna got a peace. And
it was a shaking hands moment.
First time. But nothing happened, Nothing happened now. Yeah, we don't know when they're going to start war again. But one day, we hope, all 3 generations, now for the new generation, we have to stop. That's our prayer, and we are dancing for that.
Are there some other questions? Are there some other questions? Last question, because they are taking all the fashion stuff and all the material. You designed all these kind of things.
Yes.
So this is your taste? Is this the taste of Eun-Me Ahn?
I think it's from the North Korea culture. When they performing, they are using many curtains. Sometimes better than this one, but this is kind of my idea, how I brought little twisting. Sometimes it looks like a stone with a light, not like a fabric. That's why, this is interesting to do kind of a bows, Looks like a stone, looks like a fabric, sometimes celebrating, Kind of 60 sometimes.
And which of the costumes do you like yourself the most of the evening?
Because I'm kind of designer also. I'm designing my costume, and the last part, because the fabric was a really unusual fabric I found. And I was like, wow, what I can do with this. And then I made the jacket and then dress. And then there was good color and good style, yeah.
Okay, so this is your performance dress?
Yes.
Now you can
I can dance again.
Okay.
Bye-bye, good night.
You're not tired? Aren't you tired?
Yeah.
Aren't you tired?
Never tired. I have to say that. Tired, but never tired.
You have to say never tired.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Thank
Eun-Me
you
Ahn
very much.
En Joop de Jong, dank u voor... Thank you for joining us, and we hope to see you again in one of the performances of the Schietmacher Festival. Be safe and well home.